So a YouTube video came out this week that had many gun rights advocates a little upset, if you will. So there's a comedian, and he went into a gun show in Nevada with a hidden camera and was able to get a gun with no ID in under 5 minutes, right? So you watched the video. What did you think about it, Tamara?
I thought it was actually pretty funny. The way that they were acting in the entire situation was natural, but it was so exaggerated that I was kind of surprised someone didn't pick up on how odd they were being, which kind of concerns me about the fact that they still let them get away with the entire situation.
Right. So the comedians walk in to the gun show. The guy goes up to the desk. The woman, he's like, "Hey, I want to buy a gun." The woman is like, "Okay, do you have an ID or are you from the state?" And he's like, "No, I'm not." And then he's like, his friend, "Will you buy this gun for me?" And he basically just like hands his friend the money. And the whole time, the presumption is that, okay, he's buying this gun for him without a background check, right? So, they do call in the background check for the other guy, but they purchase the gun in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? So what's problematic about this? If you were going to buy a house, if you were going to buy a car, if you're going to obtain a fishing license, it is more difficult than purchasing a gun with this gun show loophole. And don't get me wrong. Listen, I'm not anti-gun. I think that if you want a gun, you should be able to have it. It's the Second Amendment. I don't personally have a problem with it. Guns are fine. The problem is it's too easy to get them, right? Why are these pro-gun people not upset that we have to go and get a license to drive a car or something like that? I don't know. I just don't get it. What do you think, Tamara?
I know. I think, honestly, this video would have been a little bit more worthwhile to me if it wasn't at a gun show, because I can't really associate anything directly to that because I've never been to one. And I always just assume...
I don't think you need to...
Yeah, I just assume it's one of those places where everyone's just like, oh yeah, let's do whatever.
Everyone gets a gun.
Everyone's here for guns. We love guns. This is what we're here for. But I want to see them do this, stroll into, a Walmart and do the exact same thing.
Right.
And this is in a neighborhood where anything could be going on, any kind of neighborhood, and you have a Walmart employee doing all of the transaction, and then you just walk out of the store with a gun.
Yeah, I think it's probably just as easy.
Oh, I'm sure. Honestly, I'm positive it is. They may have a little bit more precautions, or it may be that a situation could be different, but honestly, it was so lax. They were laughing.
The gun show was crazy.
Yeah, and then they were just poking jokes out of each other, and I don't know, it was a little bit frustrating to watch. I was like, this is such a joke to them, and it's a big deal.
Yeah, and it just goes to show, okay, these guys were comedians, they're doing it for a social experiment, but, what about the person who's trying to buy a gun, who's maybe they're already convicted of a violent crime, or they have some kind of, mental handicap, disability, whatever you want to call it, and they're not someone that should have a gun, right?
Yeah.
And they just walk in with their friend, and their friend's like, here, I'm going to buy this gun for him. Gun show. Okay, there you go. Boom, boom, boom. 5 minutes.
Yeah, and it makes me question the people that are actually working at the gun show, too. If they should be there, and if they should have different people working that actually care about what's going on.
Well, the thing with the gun shows is they're kind of a swap meet situation. So, I don't even know if you need a license to be a seller there. I'm not sure, because, it definitely depends on what state you're in and stuff like that. But I think Nevada is pretty lax.
I don't know.
Tamara doesn't know. Okay, moving on. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below, by the way. Watch the video. It's pretty interesting. It's on YouTube.